Welcome to Datawise Discovery channel. In this today we are going to see about authentication in Django. Okay, so this is going to be the complete video on Django authentication. So hope you like this video, and if you are new to this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Okay, so first of all, what we will do is just make one folder. Okay, so I have made one this auth web, and from this what I'm going to do is open with open with code. Okay, so I have done this thing. So first of all, what we are going to do is create a project. I'll do this step extremely fast. Okay, so you I think you already know how to set up your how to create the project, how to register the project. Okay, so we have already seen these all steps in our prod videos. Okay, so if you have not watch that crowd video, please watch that video also. Okay, so you will get a lot of information from that video also. So first of all, let me create a project. Let's say this is auth project. Okay, so I'll give it as auth project. So it has created me the auth project, so I'll go inside that auth project, and after that what I'm going to do is python manage.py start app. I'll name this as auth app. Okay, so after that I'll hit enter, so there will be the auth app in my project. So I'll go to the settings.py and add that auth py over here. Okay, so I'll go over here, so just do auth app auth app. After that what I will do is just go over here just to migrate. Okay, so python manage.py, I'll just migrate this. Let me just okay. After that what I'm going to do is, let's say I'm going to create a template. Okay, now I'll create the template will be inside my auth app. So I'll go here, I'll name it as templats. Okay, so you should write exactly like this. Okay, so inside this I'll give the name of the app as app app, and inside this what I'm going to make is one base.html file. Okay, so base.html. okay, and the next file I'm going to make is, okay, what is happening over here, not this one. Okay, so again inside this auth app. Okay, so inside that templates of auth app, what I'm going to do is create a new file and name it as home.html. okay, so inside this base.html, what I'm going to place over here is the navigation bar. Okay, so in order to bring the navigation bar, I will use the bootstrap. Okay, so if you type shift and 1, you will get this thing boilerplate. Okay, so below this what I'm going to do is just, let's say, since name of the app is auth, okay, authorization, so AUTH, and I'll give this, and I'll start the block. Okay, so the block name will be the title. After doing this, I'm going to link with bootstrap. Okay, so in order to link with bootstrap, what I'm going to do is just say, let's say, bootstrap link. Okay, so for that I need to go to over here and search for bootstrap. Okay, so bootstrap. So after searching that, what I'm going to do is go in the downloads section of that. Okay, so in the download section there is something known as CDN via JS deliver. Copy that code and just paste below that bootstrap link. Okay, so this is, let me cross this one, so let me paste it over here. Okay, after doing this much, what you need to do is let's say over here, what I'm going to say is let's bring the navigation bar. Okay, so in order to bring the navigation bar, let's say nav bar will be placed over here. So in order to bring the nav bar, we'll use the bootstrap. Okay, so in bootstrap, go back to that website and search for nav bar. Okay, so whatever you see at the first, copy that thing. So you see this thing. Okay, so just copy it and just come back to over here and just paste it over here. Okay, nav bar, let's say nav bar starts here, and below this say nav bar ends here. Okay, so all the codes that we have copied will sit in between of this. Okay, so let me paste that code over here. So let me now python manager, let me just yeah. And in this form I'll do some changes. Okay, so I will change something. I'll keep the shorts as it is, and what I'll do is I'll remove this drop down. Okay, so I'll remove this drop down completely. Okay, so I'll also remove this disable link. Okay, so I will copy this one, control C. So over here what I'm going to place is let's say this is my register, and the next thing is going to be a login page. Okay, so the next thing is going to be the login one. Okay, so login login. Okay, after this what we are going to do is just inherit this template in my home.html. okay, for that what you need to do is go below this and just write block, enter block, and all the content will be placed over here. Okay, so and now I'll go to the home, and in order to inherit that template, what you should do is extends. Okay, so it is inside my auth app slash base dot html. So over here what you need to do is just there is a title block. Okay, so type block and hit title. Okay, so since this is an auth app, so auth app, and this is a home page, so I'll write it as home. Okay, so below this what you need to do is block, and here is the content, and inside this content what I'm just going to write over here is just let's say as one class equal to let's say text center, and let's say allot, and okay, now allot, and then we are just going to give it as let's say allot, and let's make it danger. Okay, so it will look nice, and we will say this is home. So we have to just write it allot, so I'll write it as let's say allot danger, and this is going to be the home page, so I'm going to now we will do busy success, and this is going to be the container fluid. Okay, so not container fluid, I'll remove the fluid part of it, so it will come in the middle. Okay, so this is going to be my over here. So what I'm going to create is now create a register and login. Okay, so in order to create the register, I'll go to over here in my author app and just make a new file, and I'll give the name as register.html. In register.html what I'm going to do is from that home.html I'm going to copy all the things that are present over there, and I'm just going to paste it over here, and in the place of this is home page, I'll write it as registration. This is going to be the post method also. Okay, so if I now do again refresh, so we are getting this username, okay, password, and all these all these restrictions are also being shown. So your password cannot be too similar, your password must contain at least 8 characters, and all these are being shown over here. So you need to hit password, and for password confirmation it's also showing me this thing. Okay, so in order to make it a little more nicer, what I'm going to do is now go to my over here in register.html. What I'm going to do is let's say div. I'm going to make a container div, and inside this I'm going to make a row div, and inside this I'm going to make a column div. Okay, so if I now copy this all this thing, control C and control V. Okay, after doing this, what I'm going to do is go back and do refresh. Now it will come it in middle. Okay, so it is coming double because I have written over here form. Okay, so I need to remove that thing. So in order to put your form, you need to put it under the form tag also. Okay, so in order to do that, what you need to do is, for that what you need to do is just create a form tag. Okay, so inside this column what you need to do is just write form form. So the action is going to be, let's don't write this one first. So this is going to be the form. So let me just control X and put it on inside this form tag. Okay, so control V. So inside the form tag you need two things. That first is CSRF token for your safety of your code. Okay, so you need to put this tag, and the second thing you need to put is let's say you need a button also. Okay, so for that button what you need to do is input, and type is going to be the submit, and the value that is going to provide is register. Okay, for this if I do refresh now you will get that register also. Okay, so you are getting this register also over here. So if I click that register, so the method is going to be, the post. So we have completely done our registration. Okay, so what we have done is in register.html we have written this code. Okay, so we have created a form method equal to post, and we have taken the CSRF token, and this form is being passed from my views.py. Okay, so over here there is something known as views.py. Okay, so from here what we have done is we have created a user creation form. Okay, so we have taken it from Django contrib user creation form. Okay, so we have taken all this form and we have checked whether this form is valid or not. If that is valid, then we have saved the form and we have just returned successfully registered. Okay, so we have done this work up to now, and after we have created all this thing, what we have done is went back to this thing, and we have just created a user. Okay, let's say the username is mother, and let's say this, and let's say I have provided the password, and if I do register, so it has been successfully registered. Okay, so this has been successfully registered in my database also. So after working this, what we are going to do is now work on login.html. Okay, so for that login.html, what I'm going to create is inside this auth app I'm going to create login.html. Okay, so for that what I'm going to do is from the register, not from register, from home.html, I'm going to copy all this code and just paste it in login.html. Okay, so the name of the title is going to be the login, and we are going to write this is a login page. Okay, so for that what I'm going to do is go inside my views.py and make one new page. Okay, so for the name of the page what I'm going to write is log in, and the first thing I'm going to take it as a request. Okay, so request, and inside this request what I'm going to say is, let's just return render just request and login.html. okay, so I'm going to make it as login.html. so I need to go to the urls.py. so inside this urls.py I'm going to provide the path. so path is equal to login. Okay, so the name of function I've given is login, and the name is going to be the log underscore in. okay, so I'm going to provide this name. so in order to make that login page activated, what you need to do is go in your base.html, and over here in login what you need to do is just write url and just write log underscore in. okay, so now if I do this much, now let me check whether this is working or not. For that, let me go to the login. so it is successfully working. okay, this is login page. After that, what I'm going to do is bring the some form over here. okay, so in order to bring the form over here, what I'm going to do is let's say mm, let me go to the login.html. okay, so inside this login.html what I'm going to bring is form. okay, so I'm going to bring the form from uverse.io. okay, so you need to do Google. okay, so in the Google you need to do uverse.io. so after doing that, click on this uverse.io. over here there is something known as forms, so click on that form, and over and here whichever you find it as suitable, just put it over there. okay, so I find this as beautiful, so I'll just click over here. so I'll go to the HTML, just copy this code. okay, so after copying this code I'll just go to my login.html page. okay, so I'll go to the login.html and I'll just paste it over here. okay, so let me just paste it over here. so over here, so this is just the thing. so after that, what I need to do is, here is also a CSS file. okay, so in order to link that CSS file, I need to create a static folder inside my auth app. okay, so go to this one, create a folder, and just create a static, and inside this static there is going to be the CSS, and inside that CSS I'm going to name it as style.css, and I'm going to bring all that code that is present over here, CSS code. okay, so I'll click on the CSS, I'm going to copy all this code, just paste it over here. okay, so I have pasted it over there. so after that, what I'm going to do is go in my login.html. so let's say I want to link that CSS. okay, so for that, go to the base.html. okay, so I'll do some changes over here. so I'm going to create a new block. okay, so inside this block what I'm going to give it as custom CSS. okay, so then I will go to my login.html, and below this title what I'm going to do is start that block custom.css, and over here what I'm going to do is just to link, and inside this link what I'm going to do is URL. No, control Z. so why it is being written over here, let's put it over there. so I'll provide the link over here. so the href is going to be static, and where that CSS file is present inside my CSS slash style.css. okay, so in this case you also need to load the static. okay, so load, and you need to write it as static. okay, so in the base.html also let me do that load static portion of it. okay, so let me write it as load and just write it as static. okay, so let me go to my login page and just to login. okay, so it has not been linked, so what I'll do is just close my server now and again do python manage.py run server. okay, so after doing this I'll again do refresh, so it is coming this successfully. okay, so after that what I am going to do is do some changes. okay, so I want this to be in the middle, so in order to bring it in the middle, what I'm going to do is go to my login.html, and inside over here I'll put all this container inside the main. okay, so div dot main. okay, so I'll keep all this thing inside the main, so I'll just control C over here, control X, and I'll go down at bottom, I'll just paste it over there. okay, so the class is main. okay, so in order to bring that main to the middle, what I need to do is just go over here, just write main. okay, and what you need to do over here is you just need to provide the height. let's see, igst height is going to be 100 okay, and width is going to be auto, and width is going to be auto. okay, so the display is going to be flex, and let's say align items is going to be at the center, and justify content is also going to be at the center. so this must do the thing. okay, so it should bring you to the middle, so it is coming to the middle. okay, so I need to change the background also. okay, so in order to change the background, what I'll do is above this main. okay, and above this main what I'm going to do is just I want to change the body and head. right? So for changing the body and the head, I'm going to give the background as, let's say, linear gradient and to right, and this is going to be from red to blue. okay, so I'm going to, so if I refresh this one, so it is going to come like this. okay, so now this I don't think I need this one, this is login page. okay, so I'll remove that this is login is from my login.html, so this is present and over here, so I'll just do control X, so I don't need that anymore, so just this much. And for this what I am going to do is let's say I'm going to change it little bit. okay, the color for the red I'm going to give it over here, so for the blue I'm going to give it this one. okay, so let me go over here, let me just store here, so this is my code. okay, so after that what I'm going to now do is I have worked on my HTML, so now what I need to do is I need to write something over here and something over in my password, and when I click this sign in I need to just check whether that username and password is being registered in my database or not. okay, so in order to do that what you need to do is you need to go to your login.html. okay, so let me just go over here, method is a register. okay, so all not this register one will not work in this register one right now, so we are in this login.html, so inside over here in form the class is given as a form. Okay, so the method is going to be post. Okay, so the first thing that will come as username. Okay, so the second thing is password. Okay, so password, for that password requested the password. So you need to authenticate that user. In order to authenticate the user, you need to import something. So for that you need to import, let's say, go to the top, and from Django dot country dot auth dot forms, I need to import what I need to import authenticate. Okay, so authenticate only. So this is not working. Why this is not working? This is just auth. Okay, import authenticate. Okay, so after importing that authenticate, what you need to do is go below over here. So inside over here, what you need to just do is let's say user is equal to, I'm just writing it as user. You can write anything. Okay, so you need to authenticate the user, and the first thing it is going to take is a request. Okay, and the second thing is username is equal to username. Okay, so it is going to check whether the username that's being provided by the user and in my database, whether that is equal, that is same or not. Okay, so your password is equal to password. After doing all this thing, so if the data is present. Okay, so if user is not none, meaning that some data came in that user, then I'll say login that request and that user. Okay, so this login is also present in my contrib.auth. Okay, so here is something known as login. Okay, so login login. Okay, so I logged in that user, and I need to send him or her or to, let's say, after that login I need to redirect return. Where is return? I will redirect that user to the home page. Okay, so I'm just going to again import that redirect. Okay, so after doing this, I think all thing is looking good. Okay, so after this I'm going to go in my login page. Let's just add, I think I have added David. Okay, so David, and inside the password I have provided it as Mohan@123. Okay, if I hit now sign in, so it is not taking me anywhere. Okay, so why it is not taking me anywhere? So inside my login.html, action, I have already provided this one. So in the form page, what I need to do is I forget to add over here CSRF token. Okay, so CSRF token, so go over here, so go over here, so I'll enter my username over here, so that's going to be the David, and I'll provide the password as this thing. Okay, Mohan@123. After that also it is saying me CSRF token failed. Why it is saying me that, I don't know. So CSRF token I have provided in login. Okay, so after doing all this thing, it is still showing me the error. First of all, I'll just close the server and run it again. Okay, so after running that server again, let me do that. Continue. Let me provide the password again. Okay, so let me provide the password. Okay, and just to sign in. So it is giving me some error. Okay, so now what I will just do is just close my server. Okay, just close my server and run it again. Okay, so if I run it again, so what it will do is I'm writing here David and I'm providing my password. If I hit this sign in, okay, so it will take me to the CSRF token field. Okay, so it should not show me this thing again. It is showing me why, I don't know. I'll go to this page inside the login. I'll hit my credentials. So if I hit the enter, so it is taking me to the home page. Okay, so up to here it is now okay. So the my over here in my home.html, so it is taking me to this one. Okay, so over here what I will just show is that the username. Okay, let me show the username only. So for that username, I'll show the which user is logged in inside this page. Okay, so this is David. Okay, so after that what I'm going to do is, after logging in, so I want to say the user this home page is only viewed if the user do login only, then only this home page will be viewed. Okay, for that what you need to do is, let me make first a logout function and then do this one. Okay, so let me first of all make the logout. Okay, so let me go over here. Let me add some for logout also. Okay, so in my base.html over here there is a login. Okay, so I'll just copy this one and I'll go below this thing and I'll say this one as, let's say, logout, and this is going to be logout itself. Okay, so this is going to be the logout, and after that what I need to do is go in my urls.py, and let's say path is going to be log out, and the name of the function I'm going to give is log underscore out, and name is going to be log underscore out. Okay, so after that what I'm going to do is go in my views.py, and over here what I'm going to do is write logout, and the first thing it is going to take is a request. Okay, so whoever send me this, whichever user send me this logout request, then this should be logged out from their page. Okay, so what you need to do is just write log out, just do a request. Okay, so this logout is, we will import it from this auth. Okay, so you need to just log out. Over here it will come it as a log out, and we need to return redirect to the, let's say if they log out they will be redirect to the login page. Okay, so log in. Okay, let me, now after doing all this thing I think this will work. Okay, so David is currently being logged in this page. Okay, so if I do refresh again, so it is not being reached. What is the problem? So I need to rerun my server. Okay, so I just, there is some error in my over here logout. Why this is not recognizing that logout? Okay, so go over here, so there is a logout over here. Why it is not recognizing this logout? log out. Why this is not being recognized? I don't know. Is there any error over here? log logout. Okay, so this is my one. So after doing this I'll just refresh, so there is a logout. Okay, so if I hit this logout, then it should go to the login page. Okay, if I click this over here, so it is going to the login page. Okay, after that what we are going to do is let's say we are going to show the user if they are not, let's say over here the user is not logged in. Okay, so if the user is not logged in, then this log out button is, this link is unrelevant. Okay, so this is unrelevant over here. You need to show just register and login only. Okay, so in order to do that, what I will do is go in my Visual Studio. Why it is not going? So I'll go to my Visual Studio, go inside this base.html. Inside this base.html, what you need to do is now write if, okay, if request dot user dot is authenticated, which means if the user is logged in, then you need to show only the logout thing only. Okay, so control C and over here control V, then else. Okay, so there is something known as else, percentage and else. Otherwise what you need to do is if they are logged out, you need to show them this two pages, so log out and log in. Okay, so control C and I'll do control V. I'll just remove all this code, so I'll just remove this from here. So let me check that if this works or not. If I do now refresh, so it is only showing me login and register. Okay, so if I do login, then let me do login, David, and the password is going to be the mohan@123, and if I do sign in, then it is showing me only the logout page. Okay, so it is working absolutely good. Okay, so until now what we have done is, let me log out this page. Okay, so let me log out this one. So if I go to the home, so it is giving me access to go into this home page. Okay, so I need to put the condition that if the user is logged in, then only he can go in this home page. Okay, for that we need to use the decorator. Okay, so in order to implement that thing, what you need to do is go to the views.py, and above here what you need to do is from django.auth.com, let me import that. Okay, from django.country.auth.decorators import login required. Okay, so you need to import this thing. So you need to put the condition in this home. Okay, so what this will do is you need to put over here login required. Okay, so in order to view this home page, the user must log in into the page. Okay, so when they click that home page, they need to be sent to login URL. Okay, so what you need to write is let's say login URL, and you need to send them to the log in page. Okay, so now let me go back, let me refresh this one. Okay, this is going to the home page. Let me click on this home, so it is taking me to this login page. Okay, so if I do login now, if I do login, that's a David, and I'll provide my password as 123. So if I do login, then only I can go in this home page. Okay, so you have put the condition over here. Now what I want to do next is, let's say the user is logged in. Okay, so the user is logged in, but he wants to change his password. Okay, so in order to give him the permission to change the password, what we are going to say is, let's say this will only work if the user is logged in. Okay, so if you go to the Facebook, and if you want to, you are logged in the Facebook, and if you want to change the password, then you need to enter the old password and the new password you want to change. Okay, so we are doing that thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do over here is, let's say in this user creation form there is also something known as password change form. Okay, so password change form, and this password change form will always take one input. Okay, so that input is going to be the request dot user. Okay, so the user is going to request for the change of password, so we are going to indicate by that in by this way. Okay, so after that what we are going to say is return render, let's say request, and we are going to make the auth password change dot html. Okay, so user are allowed to change the password only if they are logged in. Okay, so for that we need to provide the decorator and say login required. Okay, after that we need to go to the change password.html. For that I need to make a new folder, so let me make a new folder. So change, let me make a new html file. So for that, change password.html, and in change password.html what I'm going to do is, let's say I'll go to the home, I'll copy all this code, I'll go to change password. So this is a, so this is a change password change form. Okay, so after that what I'm going to do is, let's say I don't want to print that user over here, so I'll not do that over now. So what I'm going to do is create a container. Okay, so for creating a container, so container, and you need a row. Okay, so inside this row what I'm going to create is a column. So inside this column I'm going to create a form, and the form, in the form method is going to be, okay, so the method is going to the post one, and the url it is being hit is change password. Okay, so we are going to give the name as change password. After that what we need to do is, inside the form you should always write this csrf token, and over here we will take the form. Okay, so in the views.py we have passed the form, so we have not passed the form over here, so we need to pass it as a form of dictionary. So I have passed it in the form of dictionary over here, so I have done it like that. So after that what I'll do is go to change password. Okay, so change password. Okay, so if I hit the enter, so I need to give the url, so I have not given it the url, so I'll go to the urls.py. Okay, it's over here, I'll write the path change password, and I'm going to provide the name as change password. So is this giving me some error? I don't think I need to now just to again run server. Okay, so after that if I do refresh, so it is providing me password change form. Okay, so inside this there should be, here should be one button. Okay, so for that button what you need to do is go to change password. Over here what you need to provide is input type is going to be the submit, and value is going to be change. It is going to take the password change form. Okay, password change form, the first thing it is going to change is whatever the user have passed in that change password page. Okay, so that is come in the form of request dot user, and the second thing it is going to take it as, let's say, data. Okay, so for that password data is equal to request dot post. So now what we will work on is this register page. Okay, so this register page does not look so good. So for that, what I'm going to do is go to this one. Okay, so I'll copy all this code. Okay, so after copying this all this code, what I'm going to do is just go back to my code over here, and inside over here I'm going to create inside this CSS. I'm just creating a new file called as let's say this is for register, so register.css. And inside this register, what I'm going to bring is all that code that was present. Okay, so I'll bring all this code. So inside this code, what I'm going to do is make some changes. Okay, in my register.html, there is something known as register.html where it is. So inside my register.html, I'll make a new div container. Okay, so that div container will be main. So div main. So I need to copy this one. Let's see, Control X. I'll paste it below over here. Okay, so after doing this, let's say let's let's do Control Z. I'll not do that one. Okay, so let me just close this div main also. Okay, so I'll just give that main just inside this one. Okay, so I'll just provide it main over here. So I need to link it. Okay, so there is something known as custom CSS. Okay, so after that, what I'm going to do is go below this, write the block custom CSS. Inside the custom CSS, I need to link it. So in order to link, I'll write the link, I'll type the static, and over here there is something known as CSS. Inside the CSS, there is something known as register.css. Okay, and over here we need to load static also. Okay, so static. So by doing this much, okay, so now we will work in that register.css. Inside this register.css, we need to now we'll just provide the body and the background. Okay, so body and head is going to be, let's say, background. So unique background, let's say linear gradient. Okay, so linear gradient to right, and this is going to be RGB, not RGB. This is going to be the red, second one is going to be the blue. Let's put it up to there. This is going to be the background. Okay, let me go over here, let me go to the register. So it is showing me that background color. Okay, so it is being successfully connected that this CSS file. Okay, so I have also made that main. Okay, so dot inside this main, what I'm going to do is keep it in the center. So for that, we have already sent this code 100 VH, and width is going to be the auto, display is going to be the flex, and align item is going to be the center, and justify content is going to be also in the center. Okay, so will it change anything? Yes, it is going to take it in the middle. Okay, so after that, what I'm going to do is changes over here. So let's say inside the main, so there is our title. Is there anything known as, so we don't need this form container. Okay, so we will just close this as form container. Okay, so there is a title, so we'll keep this title. Okay, so in form, what we have done is a register form. Okay, so this register form is present in, let me see that. Okay, where it is present. So for that, inside the form there is something known as class register form. So inside this form there is something known as class equal to register form. Okay, so now I'll go to back to register.css. so this is not only form, this is going to be a register form. Okay, so in a register form, I guess I have deleted that over and bring back. Okay, so this is going to be my register form. Okay, so for that what I'm going to do is just remove this one and just write register underscore form. Okay, so width is going to be this much and this much. I think that's okay. Color is going to be, this one is also okay. Color is this, all thing good, so we don't need inside this form. Okay, so we will not put this form also, so we'll just remove this one, and inside the input we will only take that as input only. Okay, so this will be only input, so this will be only the label. Okay, so this will only be the label, this will only be the input, and this is also going to be only going to be the input. Okay, so I don't think we need anything over here, so we'll just put it over there. So over here, what do you need that forget? I don't think we need this forget one, so we'll remove this one, and forget and sign up, we don't need this one also, we don't need this one also. So in sign up, what you need to do is, let's say there is something known as sign up, so you need this sign up. Okay, so all of this you don't need anything. So input, so display in here, what you need to do is just remove this one. Okay, so input and type is going to be the submit. Okay, type is going to be the submit. After that all these things are good, so you don't need this social message, you don't need this line, you don't need this social image, you don't need this, all of these things. Okay, so you don't need all these things, so there is a sign up, so you need this one. Okay, so after doing this much, if you do refresh, okay, so you will get the code as like this. Okay, so it does not look good, but it is much better than the previous one. Okay, so you need to remove this, you need to hide these things also. Okay, so I'll remove this registration page also. Okay, so for removing that registration page, what I'll do is go to this one, I'll just copy this code or just remove it. Okay, so just I'll remove it, and inside over here I'm just going to provide it as, let's say p as, let's say class title, and let me provide this as register. Okay, so after that if I do refresh, then I should see something. So it is showing, but it is going much more up. Okay, so for that what you need to do is, let me remove this one. Okay, also. Okay, so you will show this error when only that error occurred in that form. Okay, so for that what you need to do is go to CSRF token, below that you need to start the for loop. Okay, so for, and inside this, for fm in form, what you need to do is, let's say, I'll just remove this one. Okay, so I'll just remove it. For fm in form, what you need to do is just do fm dot label, and you need to provide it as a label tag. Okay, so label tag, and you need to provide the fm, that page itself, and what you need to do is fm dot errors plus stripe tags. Okay, so if you do this one, then it should comment little more nicer form. Okay, so it is coming in nicer form, but it is not showing you that uh, username and password itself. Okay, so there is some error. So over here in register.html, so label not tab, you need to only show the tag. Okay, so tag tag. So if I now hit, now it is showing me username, password, and then confirmation, and if you hit this register, then it will be registered. Okay, so we have successfully made this login page and this register page. Okay, and we also have this home page. We are not going to the home page because we have not registered. Okay, so up to here we have seen the complete workflow of authentication. Okay, so this much video for now. Hope you like my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. I'll bring the new video about how to, if someone forms someone fills the form in your website, then what you should do is, that in the email of the user you need to send the email. Okay, so thanks for visiting our website or something like that. So we'll do that in the next video. Okay, so have a nice day, and don't forget to like and subscribe my channel for more videos. Okay.